All right, so so there was a table in the notes, and you can look this stuff up. If you don't know this off the top of your head, like I do, that kind of makes sense because I'm a teacher. I've memorized these things, but that's what we take the notes for. That's why I shared the notes with you. You can look this stuff up. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to convert 0.85 grams per milliliter to kilograms per liter. So grams and kilograms, those are masses, right? That's a mass, and this is a mass. Oh shoot, this thing's acting wonky again. If I write too fast, the computer freaks out. And then milliliters and liters, those are both a measurement of volume. Okay. But the conversion factors are pretty easy because it's the metric system. So remember, lowercase k stands for 1,000. So there is 10 to the third power grams in 1 kilogram. And then it's very similar for the volume. Milliliter is 1/1000th, so there are 10 to the third milliliters in 1 liter. So those are my two. Oh, boy, that drew that weird. Those are my two conversion ratios or factors, right? Okay. So I'm going to start with what I have. So what I'm going to do is what did they give me? Well, they gave me 0.85 grams, and then because this little line's right here, that means milliliters goes on the bottom. Okay. Milliliters goes on the bottom, and that just means I've got 0.85 grams per 1 milliliter, and you could write the 1 down. We usually don't write it down up here, but that's what that means. So I need a conversion factor. I'm going to focus on the grams, okay? I'm going to focus on the grams. So that means down here, I'm going to focus on the grams. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to put grams down here. So then this becomes 10 to the third grams is equal to 1 kilogram. And that just comes from here. This goes on the bottom because I'm trying to cancel out the grams. And then the other stuff goes on top. How do you guys feel about that part? Thumbs up if you get it? Okay. But even though this cancels with this, I have my kilograms that I was looking for, but now I've got to do something with the milliliters. So I'm not done yet. So I have one more conversion factor that I have to write down. Now because milliliters, let me change the color on that. We'll do purple. Perfect. Because milliliters is on the bottom here, I'm going to need to put milliliters on the top here. And that's the tough part. But after you do it a couple times, you're like, oh, I got this. Okay? So milliliters is going to go up here, and then liters goes down here. So over here, I'm going to put 10 to the third, right? And then a 1 on the bottom, because that's just from here, right? That's all coming from there. So let me separate these so you guys don't get confused. All right, so then I just got to do the math. So in the next line, and I'm writing out each step, you can skip some of these steps, but I don't want to miss anything. So this is going to be, actually let me clean this up a little bit. This is going to be on the top part, we're going to have 0.85 times 1 times 10 to the third. And I almost forgot, milliliters cancels with meters. And the only thing left then is kilograms on the top, right? And then liters on the bottom, which is what they were asking us to do anyway. So I'm going to say kilograms. And then on the bottom I have liters. And then on the bottom I have 1 times 10 to the third times 1. Now you could plug this in Desmos and get an answer if you want to. But I see that, what's 10 to the third divided by 10 to the third, if you were wondering? Like, 10 to the third divided by 10 to the third is just 1, isn't it? Those kind of cancel out. They reduce down to 1. So this will be like 1 over 1. And so if you do the math on that, 8.5 times 1 is just 8.5 kilograms. And this is 1 times 1 times 1, so that would be 1 on the bottom, kilograms per liter. Which is interesting, because what we're doing is we're multiplying one unit by 1,000, then we're dividing the other unit by 1,000. And so that's how you still have 0.85. I think a lot of people probably did that one and was like, no, it shouldn't be the same. It's not. It should be the same, actually, but the 0.85 is probably throwing some people off. Okay? So that the answer would be D. Okay? Any questions on that one? Okay, give me a second. Let me post that. Do you guys have any other questions from the practice test you want me